All right, let's talk about the selector board. Here's how an original one looks when mounted on a plate. Here's how it looks on the outside. These are all components. These are modular. Um, People don't trust these connectors. They wire them directly sometimes. I've seen them wired more than a few times. What's so problematic about the switches? Well, they are all open. They all have open contacts, and it's really easy for debris to get in here and um, cause problems. So the solution is not cleaning them. Cleaning them is not going to get you too far. The solution is installing a brand new board with a different design that allows for all signal switching to happen via sealed high performance relays. All these relays in this board right here are instrument grade, laboratory grade relays. They're used in medical equipment, high precision measurement equipment for video, audio, and other stuff. They handle all signal switching. There's no more signal switching happening. Even though you're seeing those switches there, they're handling no signal. What they are handling though is the control of the 12-volt supply for those relays. Those switches are brand new Alps as well. Everything here is like modern components. There's replacement for them. So basically what you see here is a functional replacement of this with a different design and mother components that are not likely to fail anytime in my lifetime. That said, there is a minor change in functionality. So the goal when I designed this board, my requirements were keep everything on a front plate functional, keep everything on the rear end of the amplifier functional, but there are folks out there, and usually in the audiophile circles, that have been um, not very thrilled about this unit because of the switches. They love the sound, but they aren't gonna put up with the switches, and purists want nothing in the signal path. So how do I solve for that? And I did solve for it. In my opinion, I like the way this works. Not because I designed it, but it's very practical. So you have two sets of inputs, input 1 and input 2, which sit on the rear of the amplifier. For input 1, I designed the switchboard in such a way that there's nothing in between input 1 and this amplifier boards. It's essentially a stray wire that only passes through one of these relays. The relays never has to be activated to engage for input 1 to work. So basically, in the normal state, with no current through any of these relay coils, input 1, it's a straight through connection to the input boards, to the driver boards. So you put something on the input 1, signal will go straight there. No attenuators, no capacitors, there's nothing on the signal path. All right, I'll post a diagram of these somewhere in the video, and then talk about it probably a little more. Now, on input 2 has all the bells and whistles. Input 2 has the ability to be coupled and decouple. So if you have an amplifier, let's say a tube amplifier, you aren't sure if it's leaking any DC, use input 2 and use it coupled with use capacitors. You use coupling capacitors. Here I have Mondorf caps, which will replace this tantalum caps in the rear board. I moved them over here, and you could use this couple with capacitors or without, and also the signal goes through the attenuators. And in this case, I'm using step attenuators. I no longer use just regular potentiometers, and these are really nice quality ones that are you find in high-end equipment. This is very hard to find anything that fits in this format. This format, like nice Alps potentiometers would not fit in here, like a 27 series, different Alps or others. So finding the proper attenuator is also just as important as the switches. So I did find something that is satisfying to my, in my opinion, for right now. And so under the current setup, the new improved setup, basically you have all the original functions. You know, you could switch input signal from 1 to 2. You could still turn off your relays, these guys, the speaker relays. You could toggle between, there's no click here because these are non-latching. The toggle happens in the relays. I use latching relays. Okay, so then there's no toggle between, I mean, there's toggle between these two. They work just fine. And these are also fully functional on when using input 2. So we have the best of both worlds. Who wants flexibility and likes the current functionality of the B2, but dislikes the you know, shortcomings of the original switching and the potentiometers, now can have that experience with none of those shortcomings. Those who like to have a straight wire and want nothing in a signal path, they have that option with input 1. And so the amplifier has all the functions that it had before, but they are a little bit enhanced in my opinion. There's a word of caution that if you hook up an amplifier that you know, is leaking DC, you could introduce DC if you use input 1, but that is not particular to B2. A lot of other amplifiers have that potential risk that's associated with not using a coupling capacitor. That said, I do believe this solved the most concerning issue with the B2. Its Achilles heel has been healed. I've used this already in a couple of amplifiers, and it works flawlessly. There are no problems with it. These switches work every time. They will only switch volts for the 12-volt supply. They will switch current for the 12-volt supply. They will not touch signal. So let's say that a few years from now, there may be some degradation to their contacts, which I don't think, because they're much better quality than the originals. But let's say there is. They're not as sensitive to 12 volts as they would be to a low-level signal. And so they will work just fine. The relays, on the other hand, I don't think they will degrade in time. Not at the rate that the original switches are. I mean, eventually, if used forever, they're not going to last forever, right? So they're going to, you know, everything wears out, but not on any in the near years to come. So I think I'm very happy. Actually, I'm very happy with how this turned out. And so I may talk about this a little bit later, as I mentioned, but yeah, that's what I plan to do. I will keep this new setup in this B2. So that's all for now. I will be back when some of these, actually not only some of these, but most of these modules will be have all their components that I plan to replaced, and the unit is going to be working and functional, and I will that point will provide you a summary. Thank you.